key one. Stoic, the journey of life often feels like an endless quest for meaning and purpose. Reflecting on this, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, captured the essence of this struggle in his meditations. He, like so many of us, was searching for the key to living well, a pursuit we now call the good life. As a young person, I found my path illuminated by Stoicism, especially when I felt that traditional sources of guidance, education, religion, culture, and even my own parents, had failed to show me what a truly fulfilling life looked like. Stoicism, at its core, teaches us how to achieve excellence in every part of life. It's not just about striving for success in moments of triumph, but learning how to navigate every aspect of life, including hardship, with grace and resilience. One of the most profound lessons Stoicism offers, particularly for young people, is the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. This may sound simple, but it's one of the hardest concepts to truly grasp. Even today, I see it in my own children, world leaders, and even in myself. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reminds us that our primary task is to learn what lies within our control and what lies beyond it. We don't control the actions of others, the circumstances we're born into, or the events around us. But we do have power over one thing: our response. Imagine facing a difficult situation as a young person. Your instinct may be to dwell on questions like, who's at fault? Why did this happen? Was it fair? But Stoicism teaches us to let go of these distractions and focus on what we can control: our response. It's not about finding blame or asking why. It's about asking, what will I do next? This lesson has been tested and proven in my own life. Take, for example, my experience with publishing. When I pitched a book about an obscure school of philosophy, my publisher wasn't excited. They thought it was a passing phase and even offered me a much smaller advance. But that book went on to sell millions and reach people all over the world. The lesson? Nobody truly knows what will succeed. As screenwriter William Goldman wisely said, nobody knows anything. Success is unpredictable. Even my publisher didn't know what would happen. They assumed my idea would fizzle out. This realization is humbling. Life is uncertain, and no one has the answers, at least not with certainty. Steve Jobs famously pointed out that the rules and assumptions we follow were created by people who didn't know what they were doing either. So, why should we assume that we know better than everyone else? At the same time, we shouldn't let the doubts of others stop us from moving forward. No one knows the future, not even you. Youth, as I've experienced, is often marked by a lack of perspective. When you're young, everything feels urgent and overwhelming. I remember feeling as though a single failure or missed opportunity would determine the entire course of my life. But with age comes perspective. Over time, I realized that those moments of intense emotional pain, the breakups, the rejections, don't define your life in the long run. What feels world-shattering today will lose its grip on you in a few years. The key is to zoom out, see the bigger picture, and understand that this moment, no matter how intense, is just that, a moment. I often think about the phrase, all run rates start at zero. This mindset has guided me in everything from my career to relationships. Whether you're starting a new job, writing a book, or embarking on any meaningful pursuit, everything begins small. It's easy to expect immediate success, but real growth takes time. Every book starts with a single sentence. Every career begins with one decision. The key is to trust the process and have the patience to see it through. This brings to mind the story of Zeno, a young philosopher who once visited the Oracle of Delphi. The Oracle told him that he would gain wisdom when he began conversing with the dead. It wasn't until years later that Zeno understood the Oracle's words. She wasn't speaking literally, but encouraging him to read. Books allow us to converse with the wisest minds of history. Yet, many people never take advantage of this opportunity. As the saying goes, There's no difference between someone who can't read and someone who won't. Take the time to read, to learn from those who've come before you. The answers you seek may already be written down, waiting for you to discover them. Wisdom isn't about predicting the future. It's about how we respond to the present and how we choose to act in each moment. In the end, life's greatest lessons don't come with certainty. Embrace humility, trust the process, and remember, it's not about knowing the future. It's about choosing how to respond to the present moment. Key 1. Stoic imagine this: a 4-star general, a former Secretary of Defense, whose life and success were molded by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. General Mattis, one of the most respected military leaders, once said, "If you haven't read a lot, you're functionally illiterate." Think about it for a moment. The experiences we have in life shape us, but the wisdom that others have gained from their own experiences is a treasure trove of knowledge waiting for us. If you fail to learn from the experiences of those who came before you, you're leaving invaluable insights on a shelf, gathering dust. The truth is, reading isn't just a habit, it's a necessity. Marcus Aurelius, too, found his life transformed by a book recommendation from his teacher Rusticus. What made it special wasn't the suggestion itself. It's that Marcus took the time to read, to truly engage with the material. You see, knowledge isn't just in books, it's in actions and lives lived. Ask those you admire, those whose lives you respect, what book changed your life? And then read it. Don't let these opportunities slip away, because every great idea, every lesson learned by someone else could shape your destiny. I can tell you, personally, that the philosophy of the Stoics deeply influenced my own journey. It was through someone's guidance, someone who led me toward these teachings, that my life changed. Philosophy isn't just about theory. It's about applying wisdom to the challenges we face daily. It's about doing, not just talking. Seneca's lessons in practical living, Marcus Aurelius' thoughts in meditations. These are not mere words on a page. They are blueprints for how to navigate the storm of life with clarity and grace. But here's the thing, life isn't fair. It isn't the dream world we wish it to be. It's messy, it's brutal, and it often crushes our idealistic views. We've all had moments when our expectations collided harshly with reality. But that's where wisdom comes in. Stoicism teaches us to face these challenges head-on, with eyes wide open, without romanticizing the world. We often think we're prepared for success, but success brings its own set of challenges. I've learned this firsthand. Life's trials shape us, but if we want to change things, we must first understand them. There's no shortcut to wisdom. It comes through experience, reflection, and learning from both success and failure. Mentors, books, history, they all offer us this wealth of insight. When you're young, your heart is full of idealism. You want to change the world to make it better. But as you age, that idealism often gives way to cynicism. There's a balance to be struck. It's not about losing your passion or your compassion. It's about learning to stay open-hearted, even when life tests you. Life can be harsh, but don't let it steal your innocence. Keep that fire alive. Don't let the darkness turn you bitter. I've learned that life's real value isn't in making decisions based on money or prestige. It's about what you learn along the way. Every experience, every decision should be driven by one question: what am I going to learn from this? And in this pursuit of knowledge, I found something remarkable. The wisdom to navigate life comes not from simply seeking success, but from seeking growth. Seek out experiences that challenge you, teach you, and mold you into someone capable of achieving great things. Life has shown me that the greatest lesson is not found in accolades or achievements, but in the journey itself. To learn, to grow, and to live with purpose, that is the true reward. Key 1. Stoic embrace growth, not expectations, a Stoic path for young people. The idea of what's next can be a heavy burden, especially when we're told to follow paths that others expect of us. What's responsible what seems mature, or what others want. But if you really want to thrive, you have to follow what's going to teach you the most, what will provide you with the most education, experiences, and insights. Life isn't about making others proud. It's about gaining wisdom and growing. The real value comes from going after the lessons that are going to shape who you become, not what you think you should do. Gary Vaynerchuk often says something that strikes home for many of us. When young people come to him concerned about where they are in life, he simply reminds them, you've got time. And it's true, you're not too late. Sometimes, when we're young, we feel like we've already made the decision, that the path is already set, and there's no turning back. But that's simply not the case. You still have a world of opportunities ahead of you. Take Nell Painter, for example. She was a renowned historian who decided to return to school in her 70s to pursue an MFA in art. That's a living testament to the fact that it's never too late to take a different path or try something new. In fact, you're still so young. Don't let the pressures of what society tells you be your guide. I remember when I was younger, I faced the question of whether or not to drop out of college. My mentor told me something I'll never forget. If it doesn't work out, you'll go back to school. You're still so young. You have time. And he's right. Life is full of opportunities, but at the same time, there's a paradox. You also don't have as much time as you think. Seneca famously warned that one thing all fools have in common is procrastination. They delay, they wait for the right time. But as he says, death isn't a future event, it's happening now. Every moment you waste, thinking you have forever, is time you'll never get back. Time is precious. Don't squander it. If you have the desire to do something, don't wait. Start now. Seize the moment. This ties directly to the Stoic idea of memento mori, remembering that life is finite. You could be gone tomorrow, so don't put off living. You've got to get your life together. Take care of your issues, your mental health, and manage the chaos around you. And when you're young, this can be tough because everything feels like a whirlwind of conflicting emotions and expectations. But part of growing up is learning how to keep it together and not let that chaos spill over into every part of your life. When it comes to work or relationships, maturity matters more than talent. I've seen it time and time again. When hiring young people, I take someone who had their life together, who was reliable and steady, over someone with raw talent who was a hot mess. You have to prove that you're worth investing in, that you can be trusted with valuable opportunities, and that you're not going to blow things up just because things get tough. A big part of this is learning how to contribute. When you're starting out, your role is to make others look good, whether that's your boss, a mentor, or someone you admire. It's not about credit. It's about making things happen. Your job is to be the one who makes things run smoothly, who brings fresh ideas, who supports the bigger picture. No one cares about your credit. They care about your contribution. And if you can't master that, you won't last long in any job or any opportunity you're given. But let's not forget the pressure young people face. It's easy to get wrapped up in the stress and anxiety of life. I had my own struggles with this. I spent so much time worrying about everything, too sensitive to feedback, too concerned about what could go wrong, and it all drained the joy out of what should have been a fun, exciting time. Anxiety will suck the joy out of your life if you let it. Learn to calm your nerves, to manage your worries, and to focus on the things that really matter. Don't let insecurity hold you back from enjoying life. Another key Stoic lesson is the idea that ego is the enemy. I knew early on that the biggest threat to my success was not failure, but arrogance. Thinking I knew it all. When things are going well, it's easy to let success go to your head, but that's when things start to fall apart. If you think you're untouchable, that you know everything, or that you're somehow special, that's when you lose the plot. The Stoics teach us that real growth comes from humility, the ability to admit what you don't know, stay open to learning, and to not let your ego cloud your path forward. Seneca reminds us that it is impossible to learn that which you think you already know. So, be confident in your abilities, but also have the humility to recognize where you need growth. Success isn't just about knowing what you're good at. It's about knowing what you need to improve on and being open to that process. If you can cultivate this balance of confidence and humility, you'll have the self-awareness that's critical to thriving, not just surviving. Finally, remember this. Life is not about being the loudest or the flashiest. It's about cultivating an authentic life, rooted in wisdom, growth, and contribution. Keep it together, show up with humility, and never stop learning. You're not just building a career or reputation. You're building your future self. Embrace the Stoic path of clarity, focus, and inner peace, and you'll find success in ways you never expected.